What's the deal, baby? You already know. Big boss hog, boss dog can't pull through the door. Here to talk this boxing. Man, this is one of my favorite seasons of the month. Of the year, fall. You know, I'm a fall and spring type dude. You know what I'm saying? That summer, I'm too black, man. I can't. That heat, man. You know what I'm talking about? That heat is something different. You know? But the fall, you know, I like wearing hoodies, so, you know what I'm saying? You know, your boy got the hoodie on today. But let's talk boxing. I got 2 videos brewing, right? It's a continuation of why Terence Crawford needs to stay away from Canelo. Let's talk about it. Now, I did a part 1 where I just kind of was all over the place. This is going to be strictly the reason why Terence Crawford needs to stay away from Canelo, the weight. End the video. Y'all have a good day. Now it's playing. Look, man, let me tell you something. The weight is going to be a problem, right? You saw what Canelo did to Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo got dominated. He's just going to keep it in the state. And Jermell Charlo could have cut it up, but he didn't want to risk getting knocked out. So he played it safe, and he looked to box, used lateral movement, and he was content with, okay, well, I'm going to lose this fight, but I'm not going to get knocked out. And that's what it is, right? But I even said before the fight, Jermell Charlo shouldn't have took this fight against Canelo. Now, granted, he was doing all this talking. You know, he said, hey, you know, I could beat Canelo, I could do this. He said that on many accounts, but not at the weight, right? You can't go up 14 pounds. Nobody has been successful at that. You know what I mean? Off the top of my head. You know, of course, I had to research it. I think somebody has, but not recently. It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? When you go up 14 pounds and you win the fight. You know, it's just, I don't care how much skills you got. If you can't hurt that bigger guy at that bigger weight class, you definitely, in the words of L. Spence, definitely ain't gonna win that fight. Terence Crawford is a very skillful fighter, right? 2-time undisputed. Beat L. Spence, right? But I don't think Terence Crawford got enough power to hurt Canelo, right? And Terence Crawford is not a guy that is gonna use lateral movement like that. Terence Crawford uses angles, right? He uses angles and he looks to counterpunch. That's how he beats a lot of guys. He don't sit there and I see the only fight he actually boxed was the Victor Postol fight. That's the fight where I saw a different wrinkle. I said, okay, but I don't see a 36, 37-year-old Terence Crawford using lateral movement and taking those type of punches from Canelo. Because look, the thing about Canelo is you gotta back him up. Like Bivol backed Canelo up. You see what I'm saying? But even Bivol, him being a bigger man, couldn't knock out Canelo. You see what I'm saying? Kovalev, him being the bigger man, couldn't knock out Canelo. Canelo ended up knocking Kovalev out. You get what I mean? So, like I said before, at the end of the day, I just think that Terence Crawford will get hurt, in which we've seen him get hurt by smaller competition. I mean, smaller competition and less competition. He's gotten hurt and dropped Mean Machine. You know what I'm saying? So, I think what he has to do is fight Errol, and then go up to 154, or, I mean, hell, shit. If it's at 150, if he fight Errol at 154, fight Errol at 154, and then fight Jermell Charlo. That's what it is, right? After he fight Charlo, maybe look to go to 160. You know what I'm saying? I will say this. Terence Crawford is more skillful than Canelo Álvarez. We gonna keep it a stack. We not finna lie and say that. But there are weight classes for a reason. That's what it is. Gervonta Tank Davis can't go to 147 and fight Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? Now, Gervonta Tank Davis got power. But like I said, it's weight classes for a reason. He can't jump from 135 to 147. Now, Tank can spot at 140. But you saw in Amar Barrios fight, you know what I mean? He was a little bothered a little bit, right? a little bit. It took him a while to kind of get his rhythm, you know. But once he got his rhythm, he figured it out. He caught Barrios. You know what I mean? But Tank is different. He's just a different type of fighter, you know. But all I'm saying is, I don't believe that, you know, a guy coming from a smaller weight can go up 2-3 weight classes and fight a guy who's been fighting at that weight class, who's looked at as the face of that weight class, and you beat him. It's not gonna happen. The problem I have with boxing today is there's too many casuals in this sport. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's only in the sport of boxing. They don't do that in MMA. You know, in MMA, they're not sitting talking about, hey, Connor, go up to heavyweight and fight John Jones. I don't like, no, bro. They're not saying stuff like that, bro. You feel me? Like it's not an option. Only in boxing they do this foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's biting our boy hit the truth. You know what I mean? I get it. Terence Crawford is coming off a high. He beat Errol Spence. You know, which I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think he thought he was gonna beat Errol Spence. That's why he prepared how he prepared. He was doing stuff out of the norm for this fight. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think he 100. Now look, a lot of fighters say, you know, certain things, but on the inside they like, man, I'm in for a fight. I don't think he was expecting the fight to go high and win. You know what I mean? I thought he was thinking like, man, Errol tough. Errol, it's gonna be one of those fights, and then he went high and win. Right? I think he was a little shocked that he went high and win. But regardless, he got his hand raised. Right? He got his hand raised. He on the high. Everybody, you know, got his name in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? So he walking around like a king, and rightfully so. He should. You know what I mean? He took down one of the best fighters at welterweight. You know what I mean? A guy that a lot of people fear. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when it comes down to it, Terence Crawford needs to humble himself, pipe down, focus on Errol. I get it. You know, you beat Errol, you know, so you like, man, I'm going to do the same thing. That's how he thinking. The problem is that could be your downfall if you ain't locked in. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss down.